Hello, everyone. We're going to go ahead and get started here. My name's Damien. I'm a licensed real estate instructor and broker here with My Real Estate Tutor. And for the next 15 minutes or so, I'm going to show you how to pass the real estate exam without having to study the real estate book. If you can hear my voice clearly, please type yes in the chat box there, located in the top right corner of your screen. So if you can hear my voice clearly, please type yes in the chat box. Okay, great. Looks like everybody's doing pretty good there. Okay, excellent. Just give me one moment. All right. Looks like everybody's doing pretty good. Okay, perfect. Perfect. So again, we're going to get right to it here. Again, how to pass a real estate exam without having to study the real estate book. Now, if you have any questions or comments during the webinar here, please feel free to post them there in the chat. Now, I do understand I will more than likely get to those questions at the very end. So if you post a question, midway through here or anything like that, just realize that I will more than likely get to it at the very end. But I will have your question. I will not overlook it, and we'll just get it at the end. All right, so let's go ahead and get going. As long as you can hear my voice, okay, you're all set. There's no video feed here. So as long as you can hear my voice and see the screen, you're all set and ready to go. And also know that this webinar is going to be very vital and important and beneficial to you, whether you are a sales associate or salesperson candidate. This is also for brokers as well. And for those of you who just might be in the mutual recognition or reciprocity situation, we have something for you as well. So this covers everyone today, so you should be all set and ready to go. So again, if you can see the screen, it says right now how to pass a real estate exam without having to study the real estate book, and you can hear my voice clearly, you're all set and ready to go. All right, so let's go ahead and get started here. Give me one quick second. All right. Okay, great. Now what I'm going to do first, I'm going to give you a quick rundown and overview of how our database works. Okay, so I'm going to give you a quick rundown and overview of how the database works. I'm going to do that now. You should hear this video playing here in just a moment. If you do not hear it here in just a moment, let me know through the chat and I'll see what I can do to get you going. All right, now I'll be back with you here as soon as this video completes. Here we go. You're about to discover the simplest yet most powerful way to pass your real estate exam on the first try. No need to waste time and gas traveling to a physical location. You can do it right from your home or office. All you need is an internet connection and you're ready to go. On your laptop, desktop, or any mobile device, we've got you covered. Since 2003, My Real Estate Tutor has literally helped thousands of students pass the state exam, and we can help you too. So whether you're seeking your initial salesperson's license, your broker's license, or applying through mutual recognition or reciprocity from another state, we have you covered. So what is the key to passing the state exam? Simply put, you must study multiple choice questions and understand certain key terms that are tested heavily on the exam. Now I can hear some of you saying right now, well, I already have questions, so I'm ready to go pass, right? Well, maybe, but probably not. Because if you're talking about the questions from your real estate book from school, or other questions provided during the school course, then definitely not. The school material is designed to provide a basic understanding and foundation for the state exam, but not to pass it. That's why approximately 50% of the students fail the exam on the first try, even though most of them did very well in the school course. Many students take the exam 2, 3, 4, even 5 times or more, And sadly, some students never pass and never get the opportunity to make money in the real estate industry. But their story does not have to be your story. So what is the key to passing the state exam? It's simple, really. You must study the right multiple choice questions complete with detailed explanations so you can understand the concept. Questions that are similar to what you will find on the actual state exam in terms of difficulty and trickiness. And that's where our online state exam prep database, which includes hundreds of state exam style questions, comes in. Let's take a look at how it works. Alright, I'm now logged in to the real estate exam prep database, so let's get started. First, at the top here, we have the logout link. Also, you can go back to the student dashboard by clicking the link here. If you need to contact us for any reason, just click the Contact Us link, and also be sure to click on the link for important exam information and tips. We always keep that updated for you with anything that we receive that's new that's going to help you on your exam. Let's go ahead and take a quiz on national real estate law here. We have a 3-question quiz here. When you actually register for the database, each quiz will have 20 questions, but for demo purposes, we have just a 3-question quiz. I'm going to register here and as John Doe. Enter the password, and of course you will be given a password to get access, and click Start. At the top you can see there's a progress bar, so you'll know how many questions you've gone through and what % complete you are on the quiz. The legal document that allows a purchaser of a cooperative to occupy a particular unit is referred to as C, proprietary lease. Click Next. You can see that the answer was correct. You see your answer explanation or feedback here at the bottom, which is very important for your studying, of course. And then click Next. Which government restriction on ownership represents the broadest power of government to limit the rights of property owners? We're going to choose C, police power. Click Next there. And that answer was correct as well. And again, your feedback here, which is very critical for your studying. Click Next. Under which circumstance may a real estate licensee lawfully refuse to show a listed property to a member of a protected class who has specifically requested to see the property? Now I'm going to intentionally get this question wrong by selecting A here, never. Click Next. As you can see, that answer was incorrect, but again, your feedback is always there that you want to review so that you understand the concept. Since that was the last question, I'm going to submit my answers. And I get my score report. Shows my name, the % correct, the number of correct answers, the number of incorrect answers, the passing grade, and the time it took to take the quiz. In this case is 1 minute and 21 seconds. Now I'm going to go back here to the 90% passing grade. You want to make sure that when you're taking the practice quizzes and the practice exams for that matter, that you're getting 90% or better consistently. We've been doing this since 2003, and what we found through thousands of students is that when you're getting 90% or better consistently on our material, then you're ready to go and pass that exam. So it's very critical that you not stop taking the quizzes or the practice exams until you're getting 90% or better. Now if we scroll down here a little bit, you'll see a review of all the questions and also the answer explanations or feedback. And you want to make sure for all the questions that you get wrong that you take the time to review your answers and your questions here in this final review. Now let's talk about the practice exam for just one moment, because when you take practice exams, you're going to have 100 questions, not 20 as in the case with quizzes. And also the practice exam is going to be timed so that it mimics the actual exam that you're going to take on test day. Now another thing as well, for demo purposes here, the questions that we've gone over here are very easy. Okay, it's just for demo. But when you actually get into the database, you're going to find a lot more difficult questions, because that's exactly what you're going to find on the actual exam. Okay, you're going to find a lot more difficult and trickier questions. So I just want to warn you of that. Our database is going to have a lot more of those tricky questions so that we can get you prepared for test day. So just remember that 90% or better consistently. They're going to be more difficult and trickier questions in the actual database, but it's going to be for your good. So if you just follow those simple instructions, you're going to do very well on the state exam. On the national portion of the exam, and also on your state-specific portion of the exam. Our database includes not only the national material, but all your state-specific material as well. Thank you for viewing this video. Go ahead and get started below. Now that video should have given you a good rundown and overview of how everything works, how the exam prep database works. But what I want to do now is give you some more particulars and a few final points, and then we'll be done here for today. Now, your school prepares you to get a certificate, and I'm sure most of you on the line right now, you probably already have your certificate and certification from your schooling. And that's important, of course, because you need that to take the exam. But what we focus on here is just getting past that test so you can actually get the license. As you well know, until you pass the actual exam itself, you can't get the license. And that's our sole focus, is getting you past that exam. Now, the actual exam questions are not like the ones you had in your school book or in your school courses there. Things are just much trickier, more difficult on the actual exam itself. And you've probably heard this from some people you know who've taken the exam already. And some of you on the line, perhaps you've already taken the exam before. Okay, perhaps you've already taken the exam before and you know that firsthand. All right. What we find a lot of times students do well in school, oftentimes scoring in the 90s or better on the material. But when they get to the actual exam itself, you see those scores from the same people, quite frankly, start to drop in the 50s and 60s in many cases. The exam itself is just much more difficult, and the way things are worded, that can be very tricky and confusing, quite frankly. Now, over 50% of the candidates fail the real estate exam on the first try, and actually over 66% fail when they try to retake the exam, because oftentimes you do the same thing you've been doing. You studied one way, it didn't work, and you keep doing the same thing. So quite frankly, a lot of times you get the same results. Okay, so with our exam prep database, you do not need a book to prepare for the exam. Our database includes everything you need to pass that exam. All right. And generally speaking, it takes a person about 15 to 20 hours of preparation time to be ready to pass the exam. So we're not talking about a long, long time to be ready. Now, your time may, vary or differ a little bit here or there, depending on your unique situation. But generally speaking, we're talking about 15 to 20 hours of prep time and you'll be ready to go. We do have an 85% success rate. It's not perfect. Okay. I admit that. Never has been perfect. I'm sure it never will be perfect, but we're pretty happy with that. Nothing's perfect. And of course, we can't go in there and take the exam for you, do anything like that. But obviously that's not necessary. If you just do your part, which is to take those practice quizzes on each of the topic areas until you're getting 90% or better consistently. And then after that, you go and take the practice quizzes that are timed for you. And again, you take those until you're getting 90% or better consistently as well. You do that, and then you're going to do very well on the actual exam itself. Now, if you like the database and what you saw, you can definitely get started today and be on your way to getting your license. Now, here's what you would get. You would get 24 hours a day, 7 days a week online access to the entire database. There's over 450 exam-style questions in the database. Again, unlike the school-type questions that you're probably used to. You'll get 3 months unlimited access to everything. And it's accessible on your laptop, your desktop, iPad, iPhone, Android phone, any mobile device that you have, you're going to be all set and ready to go. Now, you can retake the practice quizzes and exams as much as you like as well. Okay, so you can definitely do that. Now, the normal price of our database is $149. Okay, now since 2003, we've literally helped thousands of students pass the exam, since that time. However, I do appreciate you taking the time here today to see this demo. So you will not have to pay that regular price if you want to get started here with me today. As a thank you for showing up to this demo. If you want to get registered now through me while I'm here, you can get the entire database at a discounted price of only $75. It's not much, okay, but it's something to say thank you again for at least taking the time to view the demo here today. All right. So if you do want to get started through me while I'm here, just let me know what state you need. Okay. And also whether you need the salesperson database or the broker database. We have a unique database for each situation. So we want to make sure that you get into the right one. And just simply post your request in the chat box, and I'll see that, of course, and get you what you need. Now, if you don't want to do that today through me while I'm here, absolutely not a problem. Okay. You can always call us back or email us back. And at that point, any representative can help you. Now, the only difference would be, of course, is that you just pay the regular price of $149 instead of the discounted price of $75. Okay. So that'll be it. I ask any questions that you have right now as well. I'll make sure I get those answered for you. I do see several of you right now wanting to get registered at the discount price. So I do see your request there. All right. Just give me one moment. I do see your request. You should see in just a moment, for those of you who are requesting, you should see a payment button that'll come on your screen. It'll come in from the left, generally speaking, but nevertheless, look in the top right corner as well. Okay, look in the top right corner, and you should see a little icon of a head. Okay, little icon with a head, and you should see a number there. It'll say 1, 2, or some number there, letting you know that there's something there to see. You click there, and you'll be able to see the payment button that you need. Okay, all right. So let me go ahead and send you what you need here. Give me 1 second. Okay, I just sent some of you the link that you need. All right. Again, look in the top right corner there, and you should see the button that you need to get going. And I'm going to answer some of the questions that I see here as well. Give me 1 second here. All right, I think I got all the questions answered here thus far. Again, continue to post your questions if you have them. Also, if you see what you need, the button to click on, if that's working for you, let me know in the chat as well. Just make sure everything's working fine for you. All right. All right. All right. Okay, so let me go ahead, and looks like we have some others of you who are wanting to get registered here. Give me 1 second. All right. Now, if you have requested to get registered here at the discount, you should see the button that you need to click on to register for the database that you need. If for some reason you're having a problem or issue, please let me know through the chat. All right. I will stick around here just a little bit longer for any final questions that you might have. So go ahead and post them now if you have them. All right. Last call for questions. And we're going to go ahead and close out the demonstration here for today. Okay, it looks like everybody's doing pretty good. I've seemed like I've answered all the questions here today. So, with that, I like to say thank you for attending this webinar today. For those of you who got registered, I know you're going to be benefited greatly from the exam prep database, and you're going to do very well on the exam. And I wish you the very best of luck as you continue here and move into your real estate career. All right. Thanks again for attending, and have a great day.